a video with you. Like, doing videos and everything. Yes, yes.
But you can borrow one of ours.
Yeah, I've got a few actually.
Yeah, why not? I got blue one. You should wear the blue one today. Do you want
That was like an Ellen entrance.
Is everyone feeling good?
Yeah.
So early, yeah.
But I love it, like, today,
I won yesterday.
that everyone knows, like, we go have like a 15-minute, yeah, 15-minute,
I'm just adjusting the mic.
yeah.
Alright, let's go on. Let's go higher. Just don't mind that.
Alright, so we just have a really quick conversation about bite-sized content, and then we're going to break it into 3 little like interactive circles so you can talk about engagement, basic video storytelling, and equipment. All of the 3 things, basic 3 things or core foundations on creating like bite-sized content. So my name is Suzanne Nguyen. Here I have Adam, vertical filmmaker. Oh, sorry.
She's still running her name, so it's alright.
Andy Burgess, creative director for Genie TV.
Yes.
So you flew all the way to UK. So how are you adjusting to the
I'm good. I only took like a day to get over it. I got here Tuesday, so I'm feeling fine.
Yeah, that's fresh. It
Yeah.
does look fresh. This is Adam. He's like the CEO of social media legend, and he also happens to run videos. This is like all our equipment now.
Can everyone see up the back?
Yeah.
We might do a walk around afterwards, and obviously we'll have those 3 different groups to sort of move around the room as well. So
Yeah.
I think we'll just sort of go over a little bit of the importance of storytelling, the basics of videography as well, and yeah, just maybe even try a little content creation while we're here too.
So the core thing that we're going to focus on is mobile phones, because like we want that to be like all about quick, frequency, and engaging. So for me, bite-sized content is anything less than 1 minute, micro-sized content. Snapchat fits into that, Instagram stories fit into that, music fits into that, and it happens to be vertical.
Yes, anything that's vertical on the phone.
And you hear, and Adam, would you like to talk about like the idea of like storytelling?
Yeah, we'll go through that as well. So just the basics of creating a story when filming, especially with your mobiles. But yeah, we'll just talk about those as well. So do you want to keep that up?
Yeah, pretty much. So that's why I want to ask you that. I was actually starting it off.
Yeah, cool. So when we're using our phones to shoot, I think it's really important to keep in mind what makes up a good story. It's really basic. There are 3 things. There's a beginning, middle, and an end. Right? We all know that. Yes? Show of hands. Has anyone not heard that?
Actually, quick engagement. It's like who here uses their phone to make videos?
Show of hands. Yes.
So who here makes videos on a frequent basis?
Like how often are you putting like, are we filming every day? Like put our hand up for like once a day maybe?
Alright,
Yes.
there are a few people. Who here is like a super beginner? Like they want to learn more about videos. Alright, that's cool. So all range of like people here want to learn about videos and stuff like that. So we're trying to cater to all of that today. So continue on.
Yeah, I was just saying it's really important to think about that, just a beginning, a middle and an end. And a really good way to get used to that is using Snapchat, for example, because you're restricted to a 10-second shot. And so some mistakes we might make at the beginning if we're filming, not only is it a bit awkward when you're putting yourself on camera, you've got to get used to that, but there are little things like every second counts. So as soon as you hit go on that record, if you're going, like that's just 3 seconds of my time that you wasted. So if I've only got 10 seconds to grab your attention, you've got to think about what you're going to say so that as soon as you hit go, it's just, this is what's happening, guys. So you're just engaging straight from the get-go.
Which is like, pretty much these days, you already noticed that the first 3 seconds is the most crucial part of any videos. You probably noticed that the first 3 seconds is pulling people in. It's the goal of videos in an oversaturated content world is how do you make people stop? How do you make them engage? And that's what you specialize in, is engagement, right?
Exactly, because especially on Instagram and Snapchat stories and even Messenger stories and Facebook stories, you can now tap through, right? Like if you're not enjoying a snap, or if you just tap through to the next one. And the work that we make, like, it's telling a story. So we don't really want people to skip. So we're trying to find the best ways to like make the most of those 10 seconds, all those first 3 seconds, to keep you hyper engaged with the content we're making. So you don't want to skip through. You want to watch this micro bite-sized content.
So there's a basic theory of what I call string theory of content consumption. We have a scale here. On one side we have candy content, with Kim Kardashian fits into that. She visually appeals to your eyes and appeals to your aesthetics and it gives you the sugar rush. So viral contents go into there really well because the practice goes into that. It entertains you, it makes you laugh. It's kind of like easily everyone gets amused by it. Whereas on the other side we have the substance type content, where substance type content provides knowledge. So a lot of entrepreneurs do that. Like you think of Tony Robbins, he provides insights about growth here, about how to do mindset, your heart here in terms of motivating your heart, and how to make money. So that's substance content. But today, for purely just for bite-sized content, we're going to talk about like the candy content here. How you could apply candy, like honey baked, for substance content. But for now, we're just going to really focus on bite-sized candy content. And use those applications and techniques onto your everyday video, or your videos generally. Well, how long do we have now?
We've got about another 5 to 10 minutes. So
We'll probably go break it into 3 groups really quickly because it's quite a large group. So I'm going to give you a number. So 1, 2, 3. This is 1 over that corner. 2 is on the second corner, or this side. And 3 is here. So when I give you a number, can you quickly go to that group, and then we can start talking about things. Andy will talk about engagement. I'm going to talk about basic storytelling. And Adam, number 3 here, is going to talk about equipment and how you can use equipment to provide better quality content. It's a workshop, guys. That's why it's called. It's not a workshop, I'm meeting to workshop. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Move into your spaces on. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then.
Was this a 2?
I think so.
These are great things. I'm Helen, by the way. So.
Bail, nice to meet you.
Bail, nice to meet you. Yeah, one of the good things about being here is to see what everyone is using, and that's actually quite a. I've not seen those types of monopods before. I actually have, but I wondered what are they for?
How useful are they?
And now I see how you're sitting and doing. And I went, okay, I get it.
It's been useful. It's just I do want to expand to a gimbal so I can kind of hold everything and get more cinematic kind of shots.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what's your YouTube?
My name is the channel name, but it's a vlog.
A blog.
Yeah.
What do you blog about?
Just whatever I'm kind of doing. Yeah. I'm trying at the moment. Yeah. I'm not great, but we'll get there.
Everyone's in life.
2? Yep.
It's a big group.
There's
Have you been doing it for a while?
since end of last year.
And what
I actually do photo and video as a living. It's just taken to be on the other side of the camera, and it's very awkward. Very awkward.
It's hard to get used to.
It is.
When you look at yourself,
Alright. Go bring out Bring it out. Bring it out. And do you guys understand the basic of storytelling? Middle, beginning, and end? Yes. Alright. Alright, cool. What I want you to do is, like, if you have a pen and paper, it would be great. But I want you to start thinking about using your phone and do one takes from now on. Have you heard of the one takes? No. So one takes is like you do no editing, because editing is what kills like creativity, right? It's like, you know, the idea of like uploading it, editing it, and making everything into it. Break into it. Go into that room.
Can I have a raise of hands to everyone who uses...
And I wanted you to understand that it's the secret of videography or like creative storytelling is frequency. So the more you make, the better storytellers you become. So like what I want you to do after this workshop is to do like 1 week worth of content of doing one take. Which is why it's important, because like editing kills, I actually think editing kills the thing. So by doing it, like you have to almost like prepare your like storytelling beforehand. So that's why like having like a strong intro and a middle, and then have a call to action. You know, or ending. Like, you know, it's all about engagement, and that's what Adam's going to teach you. But I'm going to teach you how to do one take. 1 minute, one take. So to do 1 minute, one takes is to have whole minute. You guys know your shit. You guys know everything in your head. For example, it's like, you know, how I started video. Like, if you like did like, bring out your notepad and think about 5 things that you could talk about. Yeah, brainstorm 5 things that you could talk about. For example, you know, how to be a better, the name of your name, you know, the stories about how you met. Like, based on your themes, do 5 things about what you could talk about for your video. This is like the way I do one takes is one question, so you ask yourself questions and answer that question.
That's actually
Really easy. Yeah. So do like write 5 things about 5 questions that you want to ask yourself.
So what you have to think about first is...
So 5 questions about, you know, if you have fan base, what is the common questions that ask? What are like, what do you do? Like, what are your topics for your video?
furry things.
Furry things. Talk about 5 furry things. Like, you know, go even specific about something. So that's what it is. Like, what kind of videos do you do?
At the moment,
Shit.
later on I'm hoping to do like animation and stuff like that.
Okay, like, you know, I know like, the thing about it is like, you know Gary Vee? He talks about process and documentation a lot. You can talk about the process of animation.
So what I like to do a lot of
So like, there's like the behind the scenes, pain, and what do you do? What kind of content do you do? Community stuff. What's the process for, how did you start?
My friend really wants to do it, and I just got involved.
So that's the story that you have to do at one time. Yeah. How did you start? You know, what are the 3, 5 tips that beginners can do? Like all these that we could do in 1 minute. So this, what I'm trying to do is like open your mind to the idea of like how can we make content more frequently, because it actually translates into your work as well. Because when you like think of something, start like filming yourself and documenting. Because that's just content for you as well. See, I know on YouTube it's all about the final product, but people forget about the process as well. YouTube loves how-tos. You know this, right? You go there, like the first thing you want to know about is like, how do I do this? Why don't you add to that library of how-tos yourself? So do you understand? Like what kind of content do you do?
Ancient mysteries.
Mysteries?
Yeah, ancient mysteries. History, yeah. Ancient history, yeah.
Yeah, like you could talk about like research, or like, you know, or like even go like 1 minute about an ancient history.
Yeah.
So there's so much content out there, and I'm just on the fly just doing it. It's like for me, I've been training myself to think like this all the time. Before I wake up, it's like what are the 5 things I could like talk about today? And you just start having a library of content. So, yeah. So is there any other questions? Well, get up.
The first 3 steps.
Yeah.
So in that, in the minute, what are some of the first things you should do in those 3 seconds?
Show your face. Yeah, because the more you show your face, the more people stop. Because, oh, it's String talking about video. Yeah.
So I'll stop because I see you and I want to.
Yeah, because I trained you guys to like know that I'm going to be the video expert of video, or video expert about social media. So once I started like showing my face on things, they know like people was like, oh, there's String. I'm going to stop and see what she's doing. And I also dance. Yeah, literally, just I make everyone dance with me. And that's what, yeah. And that's the game. The whole game, or the 3-second game, is how do I make them stop or make them laugh? It's like, you know, appeal to that. It's like, and people, if you start talking about a particular topic, people who are your part of your community will become super familiar with your face. So you, like, your face is your brand. Just remember that, your face is your brand. Like if you plan to do talking heads, your face will become your brand.
And then, actually, when it comes to...
Is that, I don't know, which one is it?
When you deliver it, you need to...
Oh, cool. I did that in less than 5 minutes. But like, so what I would do is like sit next to you, talk to the person next to you, and just exchange ideas about some of the content that you're doing. And it's all about collaboration as well. So you need to like start building your networks. So you need accountability, or like like a buddy system or something like that, because it'll help you like keep on doing stuff. I find that like when you stop doing videos and stop doing anything, that's when you stop momentum. And when you have momentum, you just have to keep going. And it's really important. When you have momentum, you just have to keep going, because that's when like people have, you set an expectation to deliver content, and your community expects you to deliver that content. So that's what you have to do. Like, sometimes like you have to make it into your everyday routine. Cool. Yeah. So if I were you, turn around and like start having conversations about what you hey, and introduce yourself.
For me, because like I said, kind of like so for me, it's doing things like I'm a kickboxing instructor as well. So I've got teaching martial arts. I'm a truck, like a truck so just teaching things about overseas, like Japan, I've been to 7 times now. So doing a quick, like, how to get from the airport to, like, the main city, like that. Yeah, so I still want to kind of show where I am, so kind of be like, look how cool this is, but then have that kind of piece of information in there as well. Especially at the start, like to get your name out there, they need something to go back to. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to Japan. They've got some videos in Japan. Let's try that out.
It's gotten that like,
I'm the same. People like independent photography. They've got more information to get more value. Why do people care? Your friends will care maybe, because they're slightly invested. But other than that, when you're trying to expand to a broader audience,
I think I'm learning and development to my what I was how do I learn something new?
this 1 minute kind of thing.
The one minute. I snap these information, and I always kind of arrows.
Yeah, that's really just go somewhere and then
I sometimes think
I guess one thing that
Oh, you're back. Well,
so one time I did some videos of
So all together. Really good. I really like that. Just combining the 1 minute snap. That is so good. Yeah.
I also have
I don't know how to use
everyone knows I learned that I should do it.
So, snap my phone.
That's really good. I really like it.
I want to take snaps. I do that part, you know, when I put my snap.
Nice meeting you. Definitely nice meeting you, because that was very interesting advice that I gained from you. Great insight.
process and sharing that, especially with
Whenever I see like a baker, I go like, have you ever tried to make a chocolate what you do? Oh my gosh, have you ever do that? You know what they are? Yes! I've never tried to make one, but like, I've always wanted to try to make one, but I'm like, I can do the decorating bit, but I can't do the actual baking bit. So the first 2 minutes. And have you been to lectures? I've seen pictures and it's like, we have time to make like complicated
Because we all stay
I'm very creative.
That is so good!
And it perforates like nothing.
Okay. I'm really breaking it up. Try to make it but it'd be something you have to do extensive design.
Were you in ambient history? I was in street, so we're doing going into
Sorry. Reload it.
And then you can just
I totally told myself
Except for baby stuff, but I hate doing it.
How was that session? What were you guys? Were you just with string?
But it kind of works.
So, to be honest, I literally just got put into this fight last minute with string. Tends to do that somehow. So, I think today we just want to hit on a little bit of all this tech. Firstly, let me say that this was accumulated over time, and most importantly, it's not essential as well. It's really important when you're starting out just to get used to creating content and being on camera. So, does everyone here, like you said, I know we did at the start, but you all use your phones to film, mainly? Yes? And where are you putting the content out? Can I just get like YouTube? Whoa, awesome. And Snapchat? Awesome. Okay, I was going to talk a bit more towards Snapchat, but maybe we can work the YouTube stuff in as well, as 99% of people are looking at that. So I just ducked down to work on the way here to pick this little thing up. Does everyone know what this one is? It's an external audio recorder. So at work we've got a podcast studio. They've got the mic jacks in the bottom, so you've got these two awesome mics with pop filters and your headphones, and it sounds amazing. The reason I want to bring this is because you're probably aware that people are happy to watch crappy looking video as long as it sounds good, but if it sounds crap, then people are more likely to tune out. So this is actually, although it's got the mic jack, it's also fit in the field. So these are two directional mics as well. So right now we can just hit go and have a quick.
Is that the same as a mixer?
Essentially, because you've got the volume controls there as well. You've got your 4 channels as well. So it is like that, exactly. So really important, as I said, because that just indicates how important sound is as well. The next point, you're probably again aware already, you would have heard this, that this little baby is now your TV production studio. It's a whole channel. It's there to help you create whatever you want to create. You're the creators. So the really important thing with sound, as I said, is just making sure that you're investing something. So one of the first things I invested in was this Rode SmartLav Plus. You guys seen one of these before? It's just a little mic that plugs into your headphone jack, and so if we're doing some interviews, you can go like that, just tucks away under there. I've got an extension cable as well, so if you wanted to do a bit more of a reach out, have the phone over there and it extends it out, it just sort of frees it up as well. But something like that I pretty much always carry with me, just because you never know when you might meet someone cool and be like, hey, can I grab your time and do an interview? But something like that, your little head, you know what they are, obviously earbuds, it's got the mic. Something like that is even better audio than what you might get just with filming on your phone. So I don't know if you guys want to sort of come up and have a look and touch, and we can do a bit of show and tell and jump up and bring up any questions you might have. Come up. That wasn't a question, sorry. So one of the other cool things as well, I'm not quite sure what sort of filming you're doing, so I'm trying to keep it as broad as possible. So we've got a couple of different tripods here. So the reason for that, although we said people will watch crappy looking footage, it's really sickening to have a film that's shaky. So having the difference between just carrying something like this if you're filming yourself and just carrying your phone, you'd be really surprised at the image stabilization on that as well. So I've got a little tripod there. Oh, lucky. That's not near all the tech equipment. Should be right, we'll fix it up later. So I've got a couple of different tripods here as well. This one pairs with this little thing before. Has everyone seen one of these before? This is a DJI Osmo Plus. This was gifted to me by a follower in Saudi Arabia. She texted me on Snapchat one day and was like, how do you feel about presents? So I love presents. Why? She'd been watching my Snapchats, and I guess she was sick of watching crappy quality footage. But basically what it is, it's an image stabilizer with a 4K camera as well. So the camera's up here. When you come around, 1, 2, 3, pop around. Sorry, let me just turn it on again. And basically the way it works is your phone just slots nicely in there. It's not on at the moment, but that becomes your display via Bluetooth. And this, when it's on, sorry, there we go, cool. So this is controlled by the D-pad or joystick at the back. You can do different speed settings. It's totally the amount of control is amazing. If you hold the trigger, you can see how it's sort of staying still. Everyone's seeing that? So you've got this amazing smooth footage. It was something that's really cool that I haven't got to play with yet. You can actually have this set up, so you've got that fixed, and then you can actually set it up for a time lapse and set the trajectory. So over an hour period watching the sunset over the CBD, just leave it there and it could just track that completely. It's insane. It's ridiculous. They're about $1,500. But it's about DJI Osmo Plus. This is far from necessary. Definitely don't need it. this is far more important because we've all got them with very low level of barrier, like low level of entry, basically. When I got this, I went nuts. I was like, oh my god, I'm in heaven. I'm going to start a daily vlog. And so I started vlogging with it and shooting in 4K video for 10 to 15 minutes on it every day, editing, uploading to YouTube, became a major pain in the ass. And so I committed to 100 episodes. I was about 12 in, and then I was like, something's not working, this isn't right. And in the meanwhile, I'm running a craft beer vlog as well. My craft beer vlog is essentially me talking to professional craft beer makers, lovers of, you know, the craft. All I really do is literally would rock up with my phone, with my mic, and go bang, edit, record, upload, see you later. Much easier. For some reason, when I got that, I went crazy and was like, I need to start filming in 4K, doing a daily vlog. And it got to the point where it was no longer benefiting me. And my friends were like, well, you need to allow yourself permission to pivot or quit if it was getting in the way of, it took away the fun. Surprisingly. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is you've got to find the right tool for the job. So all of this stuff, as I said, it's accumulated over time. It's really not necessary. I just brought it here today to show you like that might be great for that, you know, over the city sunset where you're sitting up and you're relaxed. If you're at something like a conference and you bump into someone amazing and you're like, can I have 5 minutes of your time? I've always got this and I've always got this. That is all you need for a good looking and sounding video that's YouTube ready. We're not doing like advertisements for Toyota here. It's like, it's something that, you know, we're just having a bit of fun with. So some other neat little tools just to look at before we sort of finish up. Little Bluetooth camera, you can probably pick the camera, Bluetooth remote. You can pick something like that up for like $5 to $10 or even cheaper probably. Syncs up to that. So you can do a cool shot where you're filming on your own, hit go, and you walk up to the camera, something like that. Or with Snapchat, for example, you know how it's only 10 seconds and you've got to press and hold it. Again, something like a little Bluetooth remote where it just hits record. That's going to be a nice little cheap investment as well. But jump in with any questions, please.
Mike, so like you doing it. So if they're walking around doing something, rather than putting it forward.
Mine's all, I'm all corded up, as you can tell. I haven't played with wireless. I think you're starting to like invest a little bit more money there, but it depends. What are they filming for? Like, what would the mics be for? Is it just for the sound? Like, is it?
Yeah, they're doing fine stuff.
I would just use like your phone and the smart lab and just have it in your back pocket. So you mean like you're recording on one device? Is that what you mean? I mean like if you wanted to, you record on one device with it. I lost the smart lab.
That was the one you started with?
Yes. Anyway.
Oh, behind on the chair.
That one. So like you can just use that as an audio recorder and use that, and then are you editing the videos as well in like Premiere Pro? So you know the clapper, do that at the start of the video and the audio so they sync up, and then yeah, I guess. But yeah, I'm not too sure about wireless, sorry.
What was that thing called behind you, that mic?
This one, it's the Zoom H5. That's very expensive. So it depends. Like, where's everyone's level at? Like, what's some of the like most high-tech equipment you've got? Who's a sort of professional YouTuber here? Like, this guy looks pretty high-tech.
I've got my JH5 in my bag.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, like, any questions, guys? Like, if I had to guess, like 500 to 700, I think, maybe. I can't remember because we got it through work and sourced it, so someone else got it. Do you have a question? You look like you're ready to ask something. No? Cool. But yeah, I guess like the main principles of all of this, as we said, I said earlier, like when you're filming, you've really got to engage your audience straight from the get-go. You've got to be good at storytelling, like you've got to be able to bring them in, make them there. And all of this is there again just to enhance the experience, I guess. So feel free to have a look and play and like, you know, go nuts, just don't steal anything. Susan, come on. A little bit, like sometimes for B-roll, when I was doing the daily vlog, like I would just, you know, it's cool for That's always fun to play with, but not at the moment. Like when I'll do an interview, if I've got the time, I'll set it up as a second angle kind of thing. Or you might do some cool time-lapse stuff, or like get the wide angle, and it's got so many different features, but like it's more of a I use when I travel. So if I'm like walking around, you know, to a new city, just film it myself, and I love doing time lapse with those as well. They're really easy, and they're not too in your face, and you can just sort of like, this handle's really great because you just walk around and just sort of film yourself like that, and like you just keep yourself nice and set up and watch the city go by, create some really cool sort of cool images. Has everyone seen these before? Yeah. Are you familiar with them? Snapchat spectacles? So, great question. How do they work? On the right side, there's a little camera. You can probably see it just down the front. Yeah. And then on the top is the record button. So it's really cool because they're essentially the first like POV, like non-intrusive, like everyone remembers Google Glass, and that kind of fog. It's kind of a bit freaky. These ones were the first one where you kind of like, you can kind of almost get away. I couldn't pull it off, and you can, you wear it every day. But what they do as well, they shoot in a circular frame, and so it's a non-fixed format. So basically, when you watch it back on your phone, if you tilt the video like that, it kind of like shifts around. It's kind of hard to explain, but what you're left with is a square image with a circle of a video in the middle. It's quite weird, but it'll upload to your phone via Bluetooth, and then you have to re-upload it to Snapchat. So it becomes a bit of a process again. So anything that really detracts from the fun of creating, I tend to, you know, veer away from. But the cool thing as well, they clip in there. That's your charger. That charges them up. So you've got like 3 full chargers in that. So it's quite cool as well. Any other questions, guys? No? No? Cool. Alright, well, I think we might move around again. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and feel free to come and say hi after if you want.
Yeah, I'll just do that because then like that's how I get my inspiration.
Not even everything. Left everything back home.
So are you traveling around Australia?
Yeah, well at the moment I am, but working in other countries. But yeah, every single time I'm based in France. So I'm just kind of like, I just usually look at what's like tourist worthy or places you can see or secret places that you can go that are cool. Yeah. That's what I usually just post at the moment because yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, nice. How is it stating up in that? Okay, it's just time.
Yeah.
What do you do? So far I'm just doing like vlogs and makeup videos. But I don't want to do that. I'm just doing it until I can really see it. I'm just gonna let it go through and then I'm taking the videos. So I'm just making sure. And that's what I'm thinking. Got up to So far, I just like to get the character logs and then say 1 to 2 that's save it. They've got dots on it. Yeah. That's like certain points, and as they move, yeah, that's when they go over to the mocap. Yeah.
Just watch the draw.
I know. And you have like a time with it. Yeah, like after that, it's kind of
Where are you from?
Hey guys, how is everyone doing?
Good.
Awesome. So, I will look around here. That's cool. So, which one did you guys just come from? Were you with string? Tech. Okay. And what story time? Storytelling. Okay, perfect, cool. So I'm going to be talking about engaging on these platforms and stuff. So in case you missed it at the beginning, my name's Andy. I am a mobile vertical filmmaker, primarily on Snapchat. I'm also creative director at GTV back in London. So it's really cool to be here in Australia doing this. So yeah, quickly, I'm going to first raise the hands of anyone who uses or has used Snapchat stories. Yeah? Okay, cool. What about Instagram stories?
Yes.
Okay, what about who's never used stories and doesn't really know what I'm talking about right now? That's good. Okay, cool. Right, so I'll quickly start with, I guess, just the basics of how stories work for like you guys. So, I mean, you may have gone over it before quickly, but like, it's essentially like you take a snap, which can be like 10 seconds long. You can draw on it. You can have emojis, text, all of this. Thank you so much. And then you post it to your story and it lasts for 24 hours, right? And then you keep adding snaps and then that makes up a story, right? All this, by the way, applies to Instagram as well. It's exactly the same thing. You just have a couple of different features right on Instagram and Snapchat. And today, like, time is the most important asset for like everyone. Like, no one has time to watch like a 7-minute video anymore if they're not engaged in like the first like couple of seconds, right? Especially on Facebook. If you don't not engage in the first 3 seconds, you skip through. So Snapchat, you kind of, in Instagram stories, you've got to kind of do the same thing. So the reason I started creating the stories I do on Snapchat is because I was watching all these stories on my feed, but no one was telling stories, right? And now every platform has stories, but people don't tell stories. It's crazy. You just get gig footage and it's like shaky and it's like 40 seconds of just someone at a gig or they're out at a club and they're drunk and it's just like, yeah, great, this is fun. So it's not interesting. So I decided I was going to make these cinematic stories like of like my day-to-day life and just try and get people watching them. And the way to do that is you have to like engage people right away from the start. So it's so important to sort of set the tone of your story straight away and get people in. So a way that I do that is I add music to my snaps, and this is like you've done on Instagram as well, and it's like super simple. But sometimes people don't really people don't understand how you do it because there isn't a feature that lets you add music like musically. What you do, you're just going to music first, you go iTunes or Spotify, and what I do every day, I want to find a song that sets the tone of the day. Like that's going to play. All the B-roll shots are going to be like with music playing. What will set the tone? If it's like a really nice sunny day and like on the beach somewhere, you want like an upbeat song. So I'll just play something like this. You have it playing, and open the app while I was still doing recording.
a craft beer vlog. So my craft beer vlog is me documenting my...
And then it's going to play music over the top of the snap, right? So one, that's already like engaged people more. So there's like a soundtrack to this video that I'm watching. So music is a really good way of doing that. And so snaps can be, on Snapchat now they could be longer than 10 seconds if you want them to. But like, someone asked me, like, do you prefer, like, would you want a snap to be like 30 seconds? I was like, no, I don't even want a snap to be longer than 3 seconds, really. So like, unless I'm talking directly to camera and wanting to be like talking about a topic or something, I will keep them between like 1 to like 5 seconds, depending on where I am. So there's a lot of quick cuts. A lot of people are doing that these days. Even on YouTube, you get a lot of quick cut things because a story is going to be at most 3 to 4 minutes. And like that's the attention you're going to have with someone. So you want to get through and tell the story. No one wants to watch how you may be on a lovely like mountainside. You might be in like Cape Town on like Tabletop Mountain, filming this amazing view. You're going around like this.
I just use that example because
that's boring, right? You guys get bored like when it gets to like here. So what you can do, the way I do it, I'll film like multiple shots in the same place, but it's like a different angle. I may be in it from afar, I put my phone down, and it's just like you've seen different perspectives of it rather than just this, right? So keeping people engaged that way, and I use a lot of these tools for that. So Alan has talked about a few of these tools. This Gorilla Pod, this is like my #1 tool that I'm using all the time. You just put your phone in it, you can attach it to anything, it just rips to it, you can also choose it as like an extension. And this is really good for setting up maybe like far away shots, right? I'll attach it to an object or a rock. And then the best thing to accompany, which is the best thing like you can get if you want to improve your Snapchats or Instagram. So people use it right to record a snap. You have to hold the thing on the screen, right? You're physically like attached to it, which is really good because like your phone is then an extension of you, and those people like they seem like they're really engaged with you. They're there in the moment. That's really cool, and I love it. But sometimes you want to be a little bit further away. You might want to. So I have a Bluetooth remote here, which is just like a trigger that you works for the top button of the iPhone. So you hold down now, and now it's recording. So I can be like here, talking to everyone here, like we're at Big Con with all these lovely people, and we're doing a workshop. I can come grab my phone, and I'm like not touching the screen, right? So that's just like another way of like upping the game a little bit to have a bit of a different story. So there's some other tools. That thing down the corner is a DJI Osmo, it's a stabilizer. So you just get like really smooth shots. So if I'm like top of a mountain again, I'll probably use that. When you're walking, it's really cool. And in Snapchat, there's lots of tricks like reverse filters, so it moves backwards, and that's really cool, like with a stabilizer. And then these are Snapchat. Does anyone know what these are? Yeah. So I don't think you can get them in Australia. Yeah. But what they do is they have a camera inside here, and you put them on, and you tap it, it records like up to 30 seconds if you want of video, and it's round as well. So what I don't like about it is, well, you can cut it shorter, but obviously it's like 10 seconds or so. And that's really cool to see like a different perspective, like it's my point of view. So they're really cool. But so outside of sort of tools and like adding music and trying to like up the quality, you want to like think how people are going to engage with the stories you're making. I'll watch a snapback and be like, do people want to know about this? Are they going to be interested in this shot? Because you're going to be talking to camera, perhaps, or like you're talking to someone else, and you don't want to. No one wants to watch someone talking like this. It's really dull. It's just like it's not interesting or engaging, right? So with it being like an app where like you're posting it there and it's in the moment, it's very authentic. You're showing yourself, but you need a bit of an energy. You need to be like, you need to have a bit of like. To engage people, right? Because these people here, there are all these other people on the end of this camera watching this story, and they feel like they're here with us now. And that's why a lot of people watch me. They watch my travel stuff because they want to live like vicariously through me, and they're seeing like all these travel snaps. So you've got to keep people like super engaged with that, and just think how would you watch that? Would you want to like sit through like a 20-second person just like around that's not that interesting? So I'm always trying to think how the other person watching is going to feel about it, like when I'm telling a story. So I'd love to know if you guys have any questions or anything. Up to you guys. Yes.
The things on the back of your phone, what are those called?
That's a pop socket. This is like the best thing you can get on your iPhone, especially having a big one. You just stick it to the back, and it's like.
Okay. So what's one of us didn't know what to look up?
You can like flip it, so it's like. It's really cool. And yes.
If you were going to start making story type content, would you choose to do it on Snapchat or Instagram? Given it's so similar.
So depending on like who you are or like your brand, like because a lot of people who already have an Instagram account. Like Instagram has its benefits. You can be discovered on it. Like you already like if you have a feed and like maybe a brand or something, and you can like show the behind the scenes, and that's really good on there. Snapchat is a little bit different. We say if you have an audience on these other platforms and your demographic is between like 13 to like 30, like within that space, Snapchat can work if you can get them over. We always say Snapchat as well is the most expensive follower, like in brand terms, because you have to either screenshot a snap code here or type in a username to add something. So like there's a couple of steps involved, but once they're involved, messaging on Snap is so much easier because I can be like, hey guys, I'm here at VidCon, what YouTubers do you want me to go find? And I get all these responses straight away in the moment. And so conversion and engagement always works so much better on Snapchat because they've gone through that time to invest to find you, and then if your content's good enough, they will want to stay around and see it. You can do that on Instagram too, but a lot of messages get hidden in the request folder as well, so you don't always see them if you're not checking them. So that's kind of like, there's like other benefits of that stuff. That's kind of like, anyone else? Cool. Sorry, did you? No, cool. What else can we just before we're wrapping up?
Even like podcasting, I don't like editing too much.
Interesting. So Jeannie was a Snapchat as well. I'd love to actually know what sort of content you guys create. Like those of you who are using Instagram stories or Snapchat stories, what sort of things are you putting out on a daily basis? Who's using Instagram or Snapchat?
I use Instagram stories.
What do you sort of post on Instagram?
If something interesting is happening or if I have an interesting thought towards that, I try and not do the whole like, this is just what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
And I skip past those.
Sure.
And then if I need to promote a video on YouTube or something.
Okay, yeah, and then isn't like a call to action of putting people through.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's also a good way, to use it like if you're like working on YouTube or whatever. You've put up a video that obviously you shot a couple of days ago, but your Instagram or your Snapchat could be a really good way to, when you're actually maybe filming it, you're showing behind the scenes what you're doing there, and when it comes to promote it, you can be like, hey guys, like I've just put up this video because this is there in the moment, feel free to click through and do this. And on Snapchat, what you can do, so some Instagram accounts have this, like have you seen the link feature, where you can swipe up, right? Not everyone has that on Instagram yet, they're rolling it out slowly. On Snapchat, everyone has it now. So it's so easy now to be able to jump through something else, and it opens a browser in Snapchat for you. So that is a really good tool for like sharing a video or going through to someone else's Snapchat account. It's a really good way of sharing. Who else is using stories?
Question: what's the maximum file size of stories?
So you can put up as many as you want. There isn't like at the end of the 24 hours you would download the story. But you can upload as much as you want. Like
sorry, file size in the size of footage.
Like you record because you're recording in the app. You're recording. So on Snapchat you can only upload to like 10 seconds at a time per snap. So if you're like, so on Instagram stories you can upload from other things, you have to cut it down to 10 seconds. There isn't like a file size specifically. Yeah, yes, duration, because you're recording in the phone with the camera. So you have to upload it. Yeah, so it's not file size, you have to be down to like those 10 seconds.
Okay.
and then you would upload it there. I think if you're doing it from your camera roll, what Snapchat does, which is a good feature if you want to upload something else, you'll it splits it up into the 10-second, but up to a minute. But what I would say against that is you want to be posting natively on these platforms. You want to be using. There's no point. No one wants to. Also, right, big key if you're making stories, right? This is what just gets me about stories. Don't film or take a photo this way and put it on stories. People are watching stories like this. Camera to make them go like this. So annoying. If you want to share a bit of your YouTube video, maybe beforehand be like, hey guys, here you go. Turn your phone like this to watch this segment. But don't film videos like this. That's my biggest thing. People will skip out of it. So just keep it like that and keep it native in the platform. So if you're doing Instagram stories, yes, you can upload. If you're going to upload, like record the video vertically and then put it in so it's like that. Put it full up.
Is that the same for YouTube? I don't understand that. So we're doing YouTube.
Oh, so YouTube, like everything's recorded horizontally, right? So like it's like on a big screen. You would watch it like that. But when you actually go into Snapchat or Instagram, that's what the camera's like. It's vertical, and when you watch someone's story, you are no, I'm going to load now, but you're watching them like this, right? So YouTube's a bit different. If you're watching it on your phone, you would watch it like this because people are shooting on cameras. They're filming it in that way. When you're filming on Snapchat, you're doing it this way, and people are watching it like this. If you turn your feed, your phone doesn't turn. Like it stays vertical. You have to be watching it like that way. So yeah, that's just like another thing, just like keeping it super native and using all the features in Snap as well. And to keep people engaged, you can add tags of locations. You can draw on your pictures and your videos. There are like some amazing Snapchat artists, and all they do is like just draw amazing photos. Someone recreated Jurassic Park on Snapchat, so they did it vertical, they filmed everything, they had drawings of like dinosaurs, they acted it all out. Yeah, someone did the whole, and he also did the whole Stranger Things. So, and it, like, he had an entire operation, it took him like so long. But yeah, like using it in different ways like that. The first thing I ever did that was a little different on Snapchat was, I wanted to make a documentary about the city that I lived in. So I was like, I'm going to make a documentary about this, but I'm going to do it on Snapchat. And I'm going to tell it vertically, and I'm going to use the features in here. There's like, each city has like geofilters, right? So there'll be like a Melbourne one now, like I just happen to be there the week that it says Melbourne. So you can add these, customize it as a big one. And yeah, you can just draw on these snaps, you can add text on them, so it's really interesting. Yes?
I've got a question. All the great videos that you do on a daily basis, you save them obviously. Yep. Do you have any strategies, or what do you plan to do with them? Because you've actually vlogged or created daily stories. Can you reuse them down the track, or how can you?
So I have them all saved.
Yeah.
Sometimes I repurpose them and put them, like you can put them on Facebook, on YouTube and stuff if you want. I put some of them on YouTube, like all my Australian ones I'm putting up there. But there's also an app called Snapped, which lets you do the same thing, and then you can actually watch them vertically on your phone later on. So it's a good way to save them. Like I have every single one saved, but sometimes it's cool to like I repurpose them into a bigger video and have like 3 snaps playing aside. My only issue is like I think it's great, but sometimes people don't want to watch a vertical video like on YouTube. Yeah. So you've got to think for the platform. But like, if you have your Facebook page and you want to share it with your friends because you were here at VidCon and thought it was amazing, why not put it up on Facebook? And like, people are going to see what they want, and if they really enjoy it, they may jump over to Snapchat and watch more.
So we all understand how you make money off YouTube. How do you make a living off Snapchat?
So on Snapchat, it's more you work with brands, so you sort of like influencer campaigns. The way I started when I was working with brands is I was consulting them or helping them with their skills. So I was sort of making them in my style. I've been fortunate enough to work with brands I've worked with. They've all been very good in the way that they've been like, we love how you make your stories and what you do. Here's the brief of the story we want you to tell. Do it in your style. So I like have free reign of like what I can do. And then so like perhaps it's like promoting a product. Snapchat do run ads between snaps you watch. If you watch a bunch of and what is good about them, you can skip them. Snapchat are like very user and friend and family first. They put that before brands and business. So that's what they're at Snapchat. It's like can skip past that. But they haven't like monetized that for their creators yet. So they're coming out, maybe that's something they'll do down the line. They're still relatively a small company compared to like Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, those are ways of doing it, or and like it's a lot of people like thinking outside the box, or like running campaigns to other platforms. People like making games now, and like because now you can do the swipe up feature on a different website. Someone made a game you can interact with, so you just swipe up. They did it with like HTML5, and then you can just play the game in Snapchat. It's like really
because Instagram, you need to have a certain amount of followers to be able to do the swipe up thing.
I think is that how it works?
I think that's how it works. You need to be verified by Instagram.
So you don't need a certain amount of followers.
You need verified.
It used to be. But they're rolling it out slowly to a lot, like, so not everyone has it yet. So I think that's kind of like, obviously Instagram stories came in and Snapchat like, I think Snapchat Live, we're just going to put in this link feature for everyone straight away. But yeah, I know like some people have it on Insta, some don't. Like I don't have it yet, and it's like frustrating. But on Snapchat, that's a really cool way of like having a call to action as well and stuff, just getting people to jump through to other sites.
And so how did you get noticed like by these companies? Do you promote yourself in other ways?
Yeah, how do you get found on Snapchat?
Yes, so there's no discovery, right?
It's hard to find people.
Yeah.
It is. So for a long time I was just making this content, and I was just like, there's an app called Ghost Codes where you can find people's like codes and stuff, and people use like Reddit as well to put like your account up in there and find it and like put your Snapchat in other platforms. But the biggest and number one way is collaborating with other creators in your field, finding people who maybe make similar content. And this is a great thing about Snapchat, right? And this is why I think a lot of people gravitated to it, is you can't see people's views. No one knows your views apart from yourself. So when you're watching the content, you're judging it on the quality of that content, and you're not looking at, so you may see a YouTube channel or an Instagram account, and you're like, oh, they only have like 2,000 subscribers, I'm not going to watch that because they're not like my favorite YouTuber or me, right? But they may have like the best content in the world. You know, see on Snapchat, you're just judging it by the quality. So then you can collaborate with other people. So like me and Jeannie collaborate. Jeannie like helped me out in the beginning. We did a collaboration, gave me a shout out. I got a bunch of people come over, and what you should do then is like really to actually engage with the people who are watching your account. Every single snap I get, I try to respond to it. And if I do a collab with someone and a lot of people come over, I will be like, hey guys, my name's Andy, thanks for coming over from this account, this is kind of what I do. Feel free to swipe up, send me a message, say hi, and I'll send a video message back to every single one of you. That takes time. You've got to sit down, like, I'll like try and allocate time to that, but it's so, like, that's like being my best way of growing, because you're actually sending a video message to this person, you're there in there, and like they really engage with that. And a lot of people are like, oh my god, you actually like me? Yeah, you're spending like I said at the beginning, time is like everyone's most valuable asset. They're spending 3 or 4 minutes, or like even a minute, watching my stories a day, and they're coming back every single day. The least I can do is like send them back, or like try that back, even like a text. So I don't do videos every time, but like if it's like new people, I try to do that. And I try to respond to as many as I can through text, because that will keep people like engaged with stuff, and like that works on Insta too. You do the same thing. But like obviously it's in like request folders, so you have to make sure that you go into that and stuff like that. But yeah, Snapchat, that's where people are most engaged that way, and then they're gonna start getting involved in your story. Because as well, like when they message you, no one else sees it, you just see it. So it's like they're there with you. I'm just like I've probably said a few times what other things we can go through. What gear was Adam? Was he talking to you about like other things to use on Snapchat or like
Mics?
Microphones? Okay. Yeah, and like that's another like way of like I think once you have the storytelling bit down, that like streamers really allow, it's like then like trying to improve the quality, and then like that's gonna like make it. I just try to make my stories as like yeah, just as engaging as possible for all these different tools and all these different techniques. But yeah, telling that story just like directly is really important, and these tools like really good for even just like a pop socket is going to really help you out a lot. Does anyone here work with, yes?
So we were talking about the first 3 seconds before too. What's your take on those 3 seconds? What are you trying to do in that?
So at mine, I kind of set so music is one I use. I have music that sets a tone. Normally I start with a time lapse or something, like, or an interesting shot. Like, I'll maybe put my phone down on the ground and get like, I put it like right next to the edge of a road or something. You have like cars going by, or like just a little bit of different angle rather than just this. So I can try, and then that gets people hooked in it. Or like it'll be a bunch of quick cuts. Like I'll snap for like, people don't really like, you can snap for like a second.
Must have some lights.
Like this one, I just did it first.
You're doing sort of makeup videos.
So you just like that, and then when you put them together, so you could even like, it could be really simple. You could be like picking up a drink, turning the tap on, like turning it off, putting it down, opening the door, and when that goes together, it's going to be like snap, 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 snap. It's going to be really quick, right? And then you've gone through like 6 snaps in like 2 seconds. Stuff.
Do you have to do that all at once? Or can you do it and then...
So what so you can't, because you would have to just upload them. The trick for doing that is you have to do it, and then you put the phone in aeroplane mode, and then upload it, and then it'll just like, it won't upload, and then you have them stacked, and then you just like, so it's like you've queued up your story. And if you want to like, as well, if you want to keep like another way to kind of, there's no algorithm in Snapchat like how people see it. You post and jump to the top of some stories. Instagram, it's still like a lot of feeds. You have to work on the feed. That's like an entire different like workshop. But depending on so a lot of my audience is US based or UK. Right now we're like 9 hours ahead of the UK. We're like 15 hours ahead of America. Right? So what I'm doing, I'm posting a lot of my stories later in the day. So I'll like have some now, but then I'll queue them like that, and then later at night I'll post them because then like my UK and my US audience can see them, and I jump to the top of people's feeds again. So so like working out like things like that, like
like go out and just like, yeah, get kids.
Yeah, thanks a lot guys. Do you have any other questions?
So I just take one of you.
Yes.